Welcome to Beyond the Call, where history, leadership, and heroism come alive. Today's episode explores the incredible courage of Master Sergeant Vito R. Bertoldo, a powerful story of courage and perseverance. If you enjoy learning more about military history and extraordinary individuals, be sure to visit trackpads.com for articles, podcasts, and more. Introduction. Master Sergeant Vito R. Bertoldo displayed extraordinary valor during World War II, earning the Medal of Honor for his indomitable actions near Hatten, France, from January 9th to January 10th, 1945. Bertoldo single-handedly defended his unit's command posts against overwhelming enemy assaults, displaying remarkable resilience under relentless enemy fire. Despite facing intense bombardment, he maintained his position courageously for over 48 hours, ensuring the safety of his comrades and significantly contributing to his unit's ability to resist enemy forces. His actions exemplify the highest ideals of military bravery and selfless dedication. Amidst fierce combat, a dramatic and defining moment occurred when Bertoldo, realizing that enemy soldiers were swiftly closing in, positioned himself openly on the street outside his command post. In full view of advancing German troops, he operated his machine gun, confronting enemy tanks and infantry with steadfast determination. Undeterred by the hail of shells and small arms fire raining down upon him, Bertoldo's resolute stand against the enemy was both awe-inspiring and critical to holding his unit's ground. His audacious defense set the stage for an enduring legacy as one of the bravest acts of individual heroism recorded in World War II history. Historical context. The actions of Master Sergeant Vito R. Bertoldo took place during World War II, a global conflict that lasted from 1939 to 1945, involving major powers across the globe. Specifically, Bertoldo distinguished himself during the latter stages of the war, as the Allies launched critical offensives aimed at penetrating deeper into Nazi-occupied Europe. His heroic defense occurred near the town of Hatten, France, amidst the intense fighting of Operation Nordwind in early January 1945, the last major German offensive on the Western Front. Operation Nordwind was initiated by the German military as an attempt to recapture the strategic momentum following setbacks during the Ardennes Offensive, better known as the Battle of the Bulge. Aiming to split Allied forces and disrupt their supply lines, German commanders hoped to weaken the resolve of the advancing 7th Army of the United States and halt their advance into Germany. The battle around Hatten was particularly brutal, characterized by close-quarter combat, heavy casualties, and harsh winter conditions. Key geopolitical leaders during this phase of the conflict included President Franklin D. Roosevelt, Prime Minister Winston Churchill, and Soviet Premier Joseph Stalin on the side of the Allies. For the Axis powers, Nazi Germany was led by Adolf Hitler, whose desperate attempts to stave off defeat resulted in increasingly fierce resistance. Both sides understood that the outcome of these intense battles would significantly influence post-war geopolitics and the eventual shape of Europe. Bertoldo served with Company A, 242nd Infantry Regiment of the 42nd Infantry Division, also known as the Rainbow Division, due to its diverse composition drawn from across the United States. The division had seen extensive combat in earlier European campaigns, developing a reputation for effectiveness in difficult circumstances. By January of 1945, Bertoldo's unit was battle-tested and seasoned, tasked with holding critical defensive positions to ensure the integrity of the Allied front lines during the Nordwind offensive. The Battle of Hatten marked a decisive test for Bertoldo's regiment. German forces attacked relentlessly, employing infantry, armored vehicles, artillery barrages, and relentless small arms fire, aiming to dislodge Allied defenders and reclaim strategic positions. The stubborn and courageous defense, led by soldiers like Bertoldo, was crucial in thwarting these aggressive efforts. The success of units like the 242nd Infantry not only helped halt the German advance, but also paved the way for further Allied incursions into Germany, eventually leading to the final collapse of Nazi resistance. Personal background. Vito Rocco Bertoldo was born on December 1, 1916 in Decatur, Illinois. Raised in the American heartland, Bertoldo initially worked as a coal miner and truck driver, gaining experience and grit from demanding civilian occupations. Though he was exempt from the military draft due to poor eyesight, Bertoldo demonstrated unwavering patriotism by volunteering to serve in the United States Army in 1942. Initially enlisted for limited duty within the United States as a military policeman, he persistently sought to serve overseas and eventually was reassigned to the infantry, deploying to Europe with the 42nd Infantry Division. Following his heroic service and the conclusion of World War II, Bertoldo returned to civilian life, settling in California. He worked with dedication as a contact representative for the United States Veterans Administration, assisting fellow veterans in obtaining the benefits and recognition they deserved. Later, Bertoldo established and operated a successful landscaping business, living a quiet life away from the spotlight of his wartime heroics. He passed away from lung cancer on July 23, 1966, and was buried with honors at Golden Gate National Cemetery in San Bruno, California. Medal of Honor citation. He fought with extreme gallantry while guarding 2 command posts against the assault of powerful infantry and armored enemy forces which had overrun the battalion's main line of resistance. Taking up a machine gun, he set it up in the street in full view of enemy troops who were advancing down the thoroughfare. Using the machine gun and a rifle, he fired repeatedly into the ranks of the enemy, killing and wounding many and forcing the others to disperse and take cover. When the machine gun was knocked out of his hands by enemy fire, he retrieved it and continued firing. Ignoring the enemy's overwhelming superiority in numbers and firepower, he continued to man his weapons. Even after the enemy had surrounded his position, poured a hail of fire into the area, and knocked out the weapons several times. Each time, he replaced the damaged parts and continued firing. He voluntarily remained at his post, refusing to seek cover even during intense artillery bombardment when all others had withdrawn to more secure positions. In the final phases of this fight, he held off a series of enemy attacks throughout the night. His determined resistance in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds prevented the enemy from advancing, enabled his unit to reorganize, and ultimately contributed significantly to repelling the enemy attack. The Battle and Medal of Honor actions. As German forces surged forward during Operation Nordwind, Master Sergeant Vito Bertoldo and his comrades found themselves directly in the path of a determined enemy assault. German tanks and infantry breached the battalion's primary defensive positions, swiftly overwhelming several key points. With his unit's command posts under threat, Bertoldo immediately understood the gravity of the situation and prepared himself for a desperate and solitary defense. Choosing an exposed position on a street in full view of the advancing enemy, Bertoldo rapidly set up his machine gun, fully aware of the extreme danger. His presence instantly drew intense enemy fire, including concentrated machine gun and artillery barrages. Undeterred, Bertoldo methodically fired bursts of machine gun rounds into the German ranks, inflicting casualties and forcing attackers to scatter and seek cover. When a particularly intense enemy volley disabled his machine gun, knocking it out of his hands, Bertoldo refused to abandon his vital position. With astonishing composure, he recovered the weapon, swiftly repaired it under direct fire, and resumed firing into the relentless waves of German troops. His steadfast resilience under such overwhelming firepower bolstered the morale of his fellow soldiers positioned nearby. Even as enemy forces continued to press forward, encircling his location and threatening to overrun his isolated post, Bertoldo exhibited extraordinary determination. Throughout the night and into the following day, he repeatedly faced down enemy advances, systematically disrupting each German attempt to secure the critical area. His actions became the linchpin of the defense, single-handedly holding a pivotal point in the line and buying essential time for his comrades to regroup. The Germans intensified their attack, deploying armored vehicles and significantly escalating artillery fire to dislodge Bertoldo from his tenuous position. Despite the heightened danger and imminent threat to his life, he displayed a remarkable ability to improvise, continually replacing damaged components on his weapons and maintaining an unyielding defensive fire. His courage under fire was so pronounced that enemy soldiers struggled to comprehend the fierce resistance from a single American soldier. After nearly 48 hours of relentless combat, Bertoldo's stubborn and fearless defense finally compelled the German attackers to halt their advance. His remarkable stand not only thwarted repeated enemy efforts to capture the command posts, but also allowed his battalion critical time to reorganize and mount effective countermeasures. The actions of Master Sergeant Bertoldo were instrumental in stabilizing a chaotic situation, ensuring the ultimate failure of the German offensive at Hatten and providing a powerful testament to the extraordinary valor of a single determined soldier. Reflections and lessons learned. Master Sergeant Vito R. Bertoldo's extraordinary stand at the Hatten offers enduring lessons on personal courage, resilience, and selfless leadership in extreme adversity. His decision to hold his ground against overwhelming enemy numbers exemplifies a profound understanding of duty and commitment to his fellow soldiers. His unwavering presence under relentless fire serves as a powerful reminder that true heroism often emerges in moments when a person consciously chooses to place the well-being of others above personal safety. Bertoldo's actions also highlight critical lessons in strategic leadership and its importance on the battlefield. His individual courage significantly influenced the broader tactical situation, preventing a potential disaster for his unit. This vividly illustrates how the resolve and bravery of a single individual can profoundly impact collective morale, encourage fellow soldiers, and shift the momentum of battle. Leaders across military and civilian sectors can draw inspiration from Bertoldo's example, understanding the enormous power of personal determination and sacrifice in critical situations. Finally, the timeless nature of Bertoldo's bravery resonates beyond military history, emphasizing values relevant to personal growth and contemporary leadership. His willingness to stand resolute against seemingly impossible odds encourages present-day individuals to face adversity with similar fortitude. Bertoldo's legacy prompts reflection on the deeper meaning of courage, not as mere physical bravery, but as a principled commitment to protect and serve others, regardless of personal cost or recognition. Closing, the story of Master Sergeant Vito R. Bertoldo stands as an enduring testament to extraordinary courage, resilience, and selfless dedication. His remarkable actions near Hatten, France during the World War II serve not only as a historical record of exceptional bravery, but also as an inspiring lesson for generations to come. As we honor Bertoldo's legacy, we eagerly look forward to sharing more incredible stories of Medal of Honor recipients who have gone beyond the call of duty. Subscribe now to ensure you don't miss the next compelling narrative in our Beyond the Call series. And please, share this story to help others discover these powerful accounts of heroism. Thank you for joining me on today's episode of Beyond the Call. If you would like to dive deeper into more stories of bravery, leadership, and history, visit trackpads.com. Until next time, keep exploring, stay inspired, and remember, the lessons of the past shape the warriors of the future.